Today we're going to look at review of multiplying polynomials, and then we want to make sure to simplify each answer completely. So if you look at this first one here, what we've got is we've got something on the outside of the parentheses, which is going to be multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. It's called distributive property, and the way that it works here is if I can get there, we multiply the 4x times the 5x squared, the 4x times the 7x, the 4x times the 3. We need to be careful with signs, but we're going to multiply. 4 times 5 is 20, and then x times x squared is x cubed, x to the third power. Remember that the exponent on this x is a 1, and we add exponents when we multiply. Next term, notice how I wrote the sign. 4 times 7 is 28, but we're really multiplying 4 times negative 7, and then x times x, which is x squared. Again, there's no exponent written on this x, it's 1. And then finally, 4x times 3 is 12x. I really should specify it's 4 times negative 3, which is where the negative 12 comes from, and we get 20x cubed minus 28x squared minus 12x. Problem number 2, it's a version of distributive property. Some people do call it distributive property, and some teachers call it FOIL. But what's going to happen is we're going to distribute the x, first of all, on that second parentheses. So we get x times 8x, which is 8x squared. Again, we add the exponents when we multiply. And then we have x times 1, which is 1x. And then we're going to distribute again with the 7, but in fact it's going to be negative 7. So it's going to be negative 7 times 8x, which is negative 56x. Negative 7 times positive 1, which is negative 7. Now that we have that, we can finish this problem by combining like terms. And when we combine like terms here, what's going to happen is we're going to add these two terms together, and we end up with 8x squared. 1 minus 56 is negative, or minus, in this case, 55x minus 7. Now that you've seen those, hopefully it's a refresher, go ahead and pause the video and work on these next two problems that you're going to try on your own. I'm going to go ahead and work them out, but pause the video and try them before you watch the video, if you even need to. For problem number 3, distributive property. We're going to distribute the 5x. 5x times 8x is 40. X times x is x squared. 5x times 4, it's 5x times positive 4, which is positive 20x. And then we're going to distribute the negative 6. Negative 6 times 8x is negative 48x. Negative 6 times positive 4 is negative 24. And then we're going to add like terms. So our like terms are here, and we end up with 40x squared minus 28x minus 24. Same idea here on this one. We are going to double distribute is oftentimes how it's referred to. Sometimes teachers call it FOIL. FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. But the double distributive property idea works just fine. If we take a look at this, what we're going to do is we're going to distribute the 2a. So 2a times 6a is, 2 times 6 is 12, a times a is a squared. 2a times negative 5b. Well, 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, and then we have a, b. Then we're going to distribute again the 9b. So 9b times 6a, it's positive 9b times positive 6a, which is positive 54ab. And then 9b times negative 5b. So 9 times negative 5 is negative 45. B times b is b squared. And now that we've got that, we're going to combine like terms. And our like terms are here. And we end up with 12a squared. That didn't change. We don't have any like terms with it. Plus 44ab minus 45b squared. So on this video, we're going to do 2 more problems here. Let's look at this one. And it's still a double distributive property idea. And make this a little bit bigger maybe. And when we work with this one, we're going to distribute, sorry, I can't get rid of that box, the x for starters. So x times 4x squared is 4x cubed. Remember, we add the exponents when we multiply. X times 8x is 8x squared. And the nice thing about this problem here, I wrote the sign down, I didn't talk about it, is every term in this problem is positive. So we didn't have to worry about the signs in this particular example. X times 3, well, positive x times positive 3 is positive 3x. But then we're going to distribute again, and it's going to be distributing the 1. And 1 is nice because positive 1 times positive 4x squared is positive 4x squared. Positive 1 times 8x is positive 8x. Positive 1 times positive 3 is positive 3. And now that we've gotten this far, we're going to combine like terms. Well, as I look here, there's nothing alike with 4x cubed. But here's an 8x squared, and here's a 4x squared. So we're going to add the coefficients, and 8 plus 4 is 12x squared. Remember, we keep the variable, we don't change it. We also have another set of like terms, which is going to be the 3x and the 8x. Again, adding the coefficients, the numbers out in front, we get plus 11x, and then finally plus 3. Last one on this video is try this one on your own. So stop the video if you need to. I do want to remind you to watch out for the signs. And I should say not stop the video, but pause the video. Pause the video if you need to here, and try it on your own before you watch me do this particular problem. Again, double distributive property says that we're going to take the 6x and we're going to multiply it by all of those terms there. Again, we have to watch out for the sign. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. X times x squared is x cubed. 6x times 6x, positive 6x times positive 6x. 6 times 6 is 36. X times x is x squared. 6x times 10, they're both positive, so 6 times 10 is 60. X. And then we're going to distribute the 7. So we end up with 7 times negative 2, which is negative 14 x squared. It was positive 7 times negative 2x squared. Positive 7 times 6x. Positive times positive is positive. 7 times 6 is 42x. And then 7 times 10 is 70. So now we've gotten that far, and what we need to do is we need to find our like terms now. There's nothing alike with the negative 12x cubed. But we've got a 36x squared minus 14x squared. 36 minus 14 is 22. We've got a 60x and a 42x. When we add those together, we get 100x. Notice how I'm keeping the variable, and then the plus 70.